All right, guys, welcome to the Florida Treasure Coast Market Update. Stay with me, and today we're going to go hunting for some acreage.
You better get fired up.
Guys, what's going on? Happy Wednesday. We're here every single Wednesday for the Florida Treasure Coast Update at 11 o'clock. So I appreciate you joining me today. Today, we're going to go hunting for some acreage, and we're going to look both at properties in Port St. Lucie, and by property, I mean a house that has at least a half acre or more. And then we're going to look at vacant lots that are a half acre or more, just kind of see what our options are. So I'm going to share my screen here in just a second. You're going to see the MLS, which is a multiple listing service, and that is everything that is currently being sold on the market. So here you should be able to see it. So when I take a listing, I put it right on here, and this allows all of my listings to go to Zillow, Trulia, Redfin, Realtor, eXp Realty, Keller Williams, Coldwell Banker, Remax, you name it. It goes out to all those sites through what's called an IDX feed. So this is kind of the hub of everything, right? So we're going to look this up. Port St. Lucie, currently for sale. And all I'm going to do, there's two different ways to look this up, but I'm going to come down to add a field. And we're okay right here. So I'm going to look up boom, 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 all of these and all of these. We've got 70 options that have at least a half an acre. Now I'm going to tell you, some of these are going to be mistakes because when we go in to look at them, you're going to see that they just don't quite have that half acre that we're looking at. So let's come in. We're going to go priced lowest to highest to see what we can get for a sweet deal here. So what is this? Yeah, this is $2,700. This is either a rental or it's an incorrect price. Let's take a look at this one. I'm guessing this one. This is probably correct price, but I think this one's probably in, Spanish Lake. So you're going to be paying lot rent. Same with that. Okay, here we go. 243. Okay, so what are these people doing? They're saying, hey, this is an HOA. We're going to count all of the HOA land as part of our land. So that's not really what most people are thinking of. Okay, so here we go. This might be the first one. So let's look up. Yeah, this is incorrectly done. 1,300 square feet is not a half an acre. I anticipated this. This is okay. This one looks legit. Nope, it's not. Okay, let's go up to this one. Come on, realtors. Okay, they don't have lots of square footage in here. I will say, though, I know this realtor. There's no way that this realtor made a mistake. She's phenomenal. So here you go. Let's look at what the price is first. $450, $449.9, right? And here's what you get. And look at the lot. You can see the lot that you've got there. And some of the questions I would have, is it splittable? If a lot is splittable, it's not that you want to split it. It's that you've got the opportunity to split it. That makes it more valuable than a non-splittable lot. For example, and I don't know if this is splittable or not, but if this house was centered on this property, it almost assuredly would not be able to be split. But being that it's far to the right here, it may be able to be split. And that may be why this realtor put the photo up that way. But you can see it's a very clean, dated, but clean home on the inside. And what you're paying for here is the acreage, the land. It's very tough in Port St. Lucie to get a property like that with that type of land. And again, this is the cheapest one on the market right now, $449.9. Let's come to this one, $450. Let's just see if it's accurate. That does not have a half an acre. Okay, this one does. And this one's $459. Let's take a look at this. Oh, you got a metal roof, corner lot. That's a big old corner lot. Yeah, this is pretty. This is really pretty. And I wanted to look at that backyard a little bit more. But I'm guessing usually they have backyard photos. Yeah. Look at how big that yard is. It's really nice. But you're going to pay a hefty premium for that, right? And we'll talk about pricing in a little bit here, but let's come up to 5, see if we can find something in this price range. Yeah, we jumped from 5 to 550. Let's see if this one, yeah, this one's almost exactly a half an acre. And this is $499. Oh, did that have a pool? Yeah, we got a pool back here too. So you get a half acre and a pool, which is really nice. There are a lot of lots that are, 13,000, 15,000, 16,000 square feet, which is, roughly a third of an acre. but you don't see a lot of half acres. That's a double lot here in Port St. Lucie. Yeah, this is great. This is great. So this is rare. It's tough. And I do get a lot of people. Okay, so we're going to start looking at lots now. I do get a lot of people who say, Joe, I'm from whatever area and I'm coming into this area, not knowing this area. I need a nice lot. Maybe I need an acre. I need a half acre. And I always tell them, listen, number one, your options are going to be very small. You're not going to have a lot. There just aren't a lot of options. Like I went through what, 10, 15 homes there, and there were only like 3 that actually had half acre lots, even though the realtor had listed them as half acre lots. It just wasn't accurate. So you're going to see that if I go through that entire list out of, what was it, 58, I think we had up there. It was either 58 or 70. I saw both those numbers. There's probably actually 30 that have a half acre or more. And we're not even talking about price points yet, because a lot of those people that want acreage want to be at 350, 400, 450. There just aren't a lot of options. And then when you show them an option like the one I showed you there, that first one, they're going to say, oh, this is dated. I don't want dated. Or, oh, this has got 3 bedrooms. I want 4. If you want acreage and you want to be in Port St. Lucie, you better either be willing to open up your wallet or build new, or put up with things that you don't necessarily want with the home because you're getting the lot, i.e. the datedness, or the 3 bedrooms instead of 4, or 2 bedrooms instead of 3, or it's a converted garage so you don't have a garage, or whatever it is. You better be willing to do one of those 3 things. If you're not willing to do one of those 3 things, this is going to be the toughest market I've ever seen. I'm not talking about the timing of the market. I'm talking about the location, Port St. Lucie, to find something like that. But let's take a look over here, Port St. Lucie, and we're going to come down to type. I think it's the last one. Yeah, single family. And I want to look again. Oh, what am I doing here? I'm hitting buttons I shouldn't be hitting. At a field. Okay, acreage. So we're going to go half. Here's a half to 1 acre, 2 to 3, 5 to 10. We're going to do all of these. And again, some of these might not be correctly notated. So it says we got 20 lots that are half acres or more. Let's get out and take a look at them. All of these start at 150. We got 149.9, 149.9. Both those are on Port St. Lucie Boulevard. Here's another one on Port St. Lucie Boulevard, 149.9. And then they jump to 170, 199.9. Okay. And again, you can see these are incorrectly marked. These have 10,000 square feet. That's not accurate. Now, this one might be, but again, 170 is the cheapest that you're going to find. Let's go take a look at this, this photo. Is that his? Okay. Yeah, it says 1.35 acres. So that's a legit 1.35 acres. And that's a very, this looks like an area that's not really built out that far. This is on Dyer, right? Yeah, on Dyer. So let's see if we can get the map. Yeah, it's way out east here. Okay. Right out here. Here's another one on Dyer. Now, you don't get anything other than these 2 photos on that, but let's see if we can get the map. It's going to be the same, yeah, same rough location. And then boom, we're instantly up to 209, right? Let's take a look at this one. This is a nice little lot here. And it looks like it's got water frontage, but you've got a nice pie-shaped lot. Now, it's not so big. Is this, I don't know if this is truly, that says 0.52. All right, forget me then. But this looks like a nice little lot. Thinner on the front, wider in the back, but you're getting waterfront. Nice canal frontage. I have never seen a vacant lot with 41 photos. Whoever this agent is went way out of their way. Great work. Okay. And then the next one, where is that one at? What the heck kind of photo is that? Okay, this is a first. Oh, there we go. Okay, so it's right. Wow. Okay, so it's right off of, it's on the east side of Port St. Lucie Boulevard, right off the turnpike, maybe, I don't know, 10, 15 blocks. That is a great location. And then boom, we hop right up to 250 or 249, 211, right? That's a nice big lot. Again, you've got some water frontage there. So again, if you're saying, hey, I want to be in Port St. Lucie and I want at least and guys, we're looking at a half an acre. We're not looking at an acreage, right? We're looking at a half an acre. And for a lot you're starting at 170. That's assuming you'll take that one lot. If you're not willing to take that one lot, you're instantly bumping up to 200. If you're not taking that one, you're instantly bumping up to 250 for a lot. All right. Then when you go over to houses, they start at 450. That's for dated. If you want something updated that fits all your criteria, you could be at the 6, 7, 800,000 plus price point. It sounds like I'm telling you not to go for acreage. That's not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is I've seen so many people come in and say, I want acreage, but I want to be at 375. That's not going to happen. Or I want acreage. I'm willing to pay 500 or 600 grand, but it's got to be ABC. And that's just not going to happen. You can build. Building's going to be expensive. You go find a nice lot. You're looking at, like I said, 2 to 250, and that's assuming you'll accept one of those bottom 3 or 4 lots. And now you can build a home, but that home's going to be $400,000 or $500,000. So you're looking at $750,000 to get yourself what would otherwise be maybe a 500,000, 525,000 home. You're going to be paying roughly $750,000 for it because you wanted that big fat lot. All right. Again, I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying be prepared for all that, or consider looking at Fort Pierce, the west side of Fort Pierce especially. Okeechobee, you can find all kinds of land. Yeah, you got to drive 40, 45 minutes, but holy smokes, your options open up. So if that's not a big deal, you're going to get a way better value out there. A lot of options. You just want to be aware of what your restrictions are and what your expectations need to be going into it. Guys, thanks for joining me. If you've got anything you'd like me to dig into in the future on the Florida Treasure Coast Market Update, please let me know either in the comments or you can send me a private DM, and I'm happy to do it. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you next week. Take care.